Yay! And we are live. I'm live again. It feels like I was only here a minute ago, but it was actually an hour. I just drank my hot water that I said 40 minutes ago I was going to drink. It's not hot anymore, but there we go. It's the joys of not drinking tea or coffee. Hot water just becomes water. I would love to welcome the lovely, lovely and hugely supportive and amazing Jo Brianti here to the StreamYard. Jo and I actually hadn't met properly until last week. No. So we know each other through a Facebook group, and I put a call out. I was like, help me. It's literally the post. It's me going like this, help me. I'm creating new online courses and I need some beta testers. And Jo was one of the lovely people who put her hand up and said, yeah, I'll beta test for you. And so she is here to just let us know her experience of the course that she tested, which is the Sound Foundations course, which is the real basics of my work. It's the solid foundation. And that doesn't matter whether it's the vocal confidence, communication, public speaking work, or actually the voice vibration, sound healing, hippie stuff. But today's courses are all the vocal confidence ones. So Jo, two questions for you to start with. One, please tell people a little bit about you. So, because I know you're a genius at what you do, and give yourself a little bit of airtime. So if anyone needs a GDPR specialist and someone who can get your business working with really good, clear systems and structures, and that you're not falling foul of the international laws about data, Jo's your lady. She can tell you more about that. So you can tell them a little introduction to you. And also, why did you want to beta test the course?
Hi, Judith. As you said, we met for the first time last week, and you are very right in saying that I am a qualified data protection officer with a background in IT project management and business transformation and analysis around processes. So I bring a lot of that skill and knowledge, and I help small businesses, coaches and consultants to streamline, to make sure that they're using the right tools for the right job, and against the backdrop of making sure that they're doing that in a GDPR and compliant data protection, secure way.
ICO, all that fun stuff.
All the kind of geeky stuff that, you know, people either tend to shy away from it or they lack confidence in
knowing they've got the real stuff in place.
Yeah, and just knowing, have I done enough? Have I done the right thing? Is this the right way? Can I do email marketing like this? And is that and is my CRM right? And all those kinds of questions I can answer.
Fabulous. And why did you choose to do the course? And also, how do you need to use your voice confidently in your business and what you do? And so why, I'm sure that might be interlinked.
So I do quite a bit of talking sort of with clients generally at meetings, and I've just started to deliver training or more formalized training and webinars, and I just thought that speaking is something very fundamental. You know, we all speak, but do we speak sort of, I don't know, in a way professionally in a business? Because there's a whole different ball game with having a chat with my husband versus teaching a webinar and those kinds of things. So I was really interested and intrigued, because speaking is one of those things that you learn to do as a baby, and you grow and you become more or less articulate, and your vocabulary expands or as you grow up. But I'd never really thought of speaking in the way that course sort of, you know, or that you could do a course in learning how to speak. It's never been on my radar. So when you called out, I thought, yeah, let's have a look at that, because I went in with no preconceptions. And so the course for me was hugely interesting, because for a start, I had no idea that things like breath, or that there was the module where we talked about the body and how the voice is generated and all of those physical elements. And I've never thought of the voice as something that has a physical element to it, if that makes sense. So that was a huge learning point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. These are the things, and this is, to anyone else out there thinking ever of creating a course, the things that you take for granted are, as Jo just said, mind blowing to others. So it's very often because people don't think about their voice most of the time, but if they do, they just think their voice is this thing that lives here, and voices are disconnected, and this is part of the problem from the body, whereas actually, obviously, the voice is a part of your body. And when we embody our voices and we're really connected to the whole physical body, then it makes a difference how our voice comes across. So that was clearly quite eye-opening to you. And what else? If people were watching this either now, we just had someone jump on live and they've just jumped off again, or people watching this later, what would you say? Because the Sound Foundations, it's a lovely short little introduction course.
Yeah.
What has it given you that you can take away and use?
There were some exercises that you talked about to sort of warm up your voice, and to sort of the exercises in the course where we talked about practicing your breathing and the pace, and how you could use your voice for effect. And as somebody who is not a voice I have to say, I took speaking for granted, and I assumed the course would talk to me about pace and pitch, but you talked about putting emotion to the voice, and about how you could use your voice to make people feel something. As you talked about it, it wasn't just about the pace and the pitch, it was about using it for strength and power. And oh gosh, I'm sorry, I've got a sore throat this morning, so it's a bit raspy, but but there were all these additional things around the voice, around how to use it more as a tool and an instrument, and not just this thing that we all take for granted because we speak. Every day we speak to our kids, our husband, at the supermarket, the petrol station, in meetings. And we do take that skill for granted. And I think one of the things that I will take away from it, particularly as I'm planning a webinar, is to use the voice to give emphasis and to put variety into the speaking and the presenting, rather than it just being, oh, and this is GDPR and it being this quite flat. So I can see how the skills I've learned in the course will help me to be more interesting, I think. If you can make GDPR more interesting.
You can. You see, so Jo only had the time to do the Sound Foundations course. If she'd gone on to the next course, she'd have learned how what we're thinking really impacts our audience. And actually, that fear of it being boring, my first ever vocal confidence client, so a massage therapist, no, I was a massage therapist, and one of my clients said, Judith, you're an actress, and you do that weird stuff with sound. She knows about the sound healing. Could you help my husband? He's got to give a talk on a specific point of shipping law in a couple of weeks, and he hates public speaking. So I terrifiedly said, yes. But his big fear was, because it was this very specific point on international shipping law, oh God, it's going to be boring. They're going to think I'm boring. That fear, if that's what we're thinking, that's what happens to our voice. And that we talk about in the Finding Your Voice, and we go really deep into that in the Free Your More Confident Voice courses. So, Jo, I know you've got other meetings and I know you're not feeling very well. So I wanted to keep this short and sweet for people out there as well. Thank you so much for beta testing the Sound Foundations course. If people are thinking about it, what do you say to them?
Well, firstly, I'd say thank you for allowing me to beta test, because I learned so much. And if people are thinking about it, I'd say do it. Just do it, because there is so much value in this course, and there is so much in there that you don't know, that you need to know. And it will make you a better speaker generally. And I believe that you'll get skills that you can apply everywhere.
Okay. Oh, thank you. That's amazing. And that's the great thing, right? I didn't know how much I knew until I started breaking it down. I go, surely everyone knows this. Just like you with data protection. So if you need a data protection lady, Jo's your woman. If you want more vocal confidence, come to me. Get one of these amazing, stupidly, ridiculously cheap birthday bundles. Take care. Thank you so much, Jo. Have a lovely day and take care of yourself and get well. So thank you to people out there in social media world. If you have any questions, please ask me. And if you found this interesting, then please like, comment, share. I want to spread this out to the world and impact as many people as possible. Thank you. Take care.